we're finally unlocking conveyor belts. Let's go. Alright everyone, first thing I want to do as I start this game is I want to actually cancel the soup kitchen and I want to go for the conveyor belt because it's something I've been wanting to research for a while now. Then while I was working offline on this save file, I sorted out a few things. For example, I started a brand new school with all of our Swift mice. Now all of these are Swift, and once they get trained as explorers, I'm going to stick them in the logistics hub around the colony. And the reason I want explorers to be Swift, the reason I want Swift explorers is because explorers don't get affected by cold as much. And Swift, it's self-explanatory. The job of the logistics hubs is to just wander around and basically just go up and down the colony. So the faster they do that, the better. Now we have our first tax collector of the day. Let's have a look. Now the cats are really pleased with us, and we now have a lot of fish. So I can actually give them some fish. I'll give them until we have maybe 150. Oh, sorry, 100. Then what else can I give them? The coal we use now. However, we still have quite a lot of extra, so it doesn't hurt to just drop it to 300. And we have a lot of cotton, and we still don't have use for the cotton. So let's take this out, give them one more fish, and that will be it. This area, I'm going to already build a mill. Now the mill, if you remember, it converts wheat into flour, and the flour is then used in various recipes. Now what I want to do is I want this to be concentrated as a wheat farm, and then they process it into flour directly, which is next to each other, and then I will have a conveyor belt bring it probably somewhere here close to the restaurant hub where it will be used in the soup kitchens and stuff like that. Then the next plan is I've been looking at these very nicely located islands, which this is basically like mining heaven, and then this is woodcutting heaven. And this coincides very, very greatly with the fact that we're slowly unlocking the conveyor belt. So the idea is that this will become my main mining hub eventually, and then this will become my main woodcutting hub again eventually. However, to achieve that, we will need to connect these two islands somehow. I have two options. I can either just do planks simply like this and just connect them, which it just costs me a lot of logs, but apart from that, I don't see an issue with that. I might just go with it. It's not an issue. Or we can just build onto it using the earthworks. I think that will take longer doing the earthworks, so I might go just with a path. I will wait for the conveyor belts though to be discovered before I do anything. The next thing I want to do is, remember last episode we had an issue with pollution. Here I couldn't understand why there was pollution. Now I did search about it, and I joked about the fact that maybe the game is smart enough and it knows that it's pollutant here because of the wind. So the wind blows this way, and I joked about that cannot be true. It turns out it is true. That's how the game works. So there is like a wind direction, and depending on where the wind blows, the pollution gets transferred with it. So if I go to the pollution layer, we can see here we have a lot of pollution along this way. So that suggests to me that potentially the wind direction is this side. And to confirm that, we actually have a specific decoration. Now I don't have it unlocked yet because I didn't realize, but you have to research it. But it's up here, so I can unlock it afterwards. It shouldn't take long to unlock because it's one of the early ones. But that shows you where the wind blows. If that is the case, I will probably need to consider moving my mice that work on this coppersmith, or even better, I can move these guys, the ore production. Yeah, these have a lot of pollution. You see, they're already suffering from pollution. That's probably why. So maybe that is something we can consider. But I will wait until we get the signpost to know. Now these have now already reached the limit. We have 100. And let's have a look how much scissors we have. We have quite a lot of scissors, so I actually don't need them here. So I can take them out and then they can have a break from the pollution for a bit. I decided to start building here, to start cleaning up the island, even if it's not optimal because we still don't have the conveyor. So what I will do, I will extend this path to come all the way here. That will cost us a lot of logs. And then what I will do, I will put a temporary warehouse here. I'm going to bring the woodcutter along here. Obviously, they have to walk far. That makes sense, but it's fine. We're very close to the winter, so I need to start thinking about building some heating stoves. So last winter, I unlocked the boosted heating stove, if you like. I will put one here because that's one busy work area that we need. If I face it this way, yeah, that will warm up this area. The next area we would like to warm up is probably this one here. That's where the mice come and have their shower. The other very key area is the living quarters, which I will delete the existing stove and I will replace it with a better one. And another important area is here, which is kind of our central farming. So we can put it along here, and then let's set all of this to high priority, and hopefully our builders will get to it. There is one here, but I don't think we need this one. And let's set this to high priority, and then we'll go and do the ones downstairs. There is potentially an area I haven't covered, which is this one. I'm just trying to think where can best place one. We'll actually just put it here, or even here. That will keep them warm. Could use a heater probably somewhere central, maybe this way. And that heats up most of this area. And then we can have another one along maybe here. I mean, this is good because it's underground. So just by putting one heater in one place, it basically heats up the whole thing. I will need to remove one of my decorations, unfortunately. Let's get rid of this one. And let's put this decoration. Let's put this heater here. And I hope that the guys will be able to work on them. Last time we basically centralized our mine operation to be here. So what I want to do, I want to place some elevators along here to enter them. Oops. I want to destroy this or whatever, mine this. Same with this one. And this is already mined. And I want to put some elevators that will bring the mines down. So ideally I want 3. I will start with 1 though. So I will start with 2. Then we need a shaft. And we need the shaft here. And we need the shaft here. And I will bring them... Oop. Actually, sorry, that's not a shaft. We need the exits. So let's put the exits here. And once they clean up, we can even consider bringing the mining camps down here. Actually, I will bring one of them already. So let's bring this one. And this now becomes like the underground mining hub. Okay, we're doing really well. Speaking of, I want to start putting some overtime because before the winter comes. So let's set all of our mice to overtime. Now, for some reason, this doesn't have any miners in it. And I do not have any free miners. Okay. I want to concentrate all of my mining camps though. I want to continue working down here, and then eventually I'm going to move them to that island I spoke about. But first we need to get the conveyor belts. Let's clean up this area, and I think I've overdone it a bit here. So let's stop doing this and this. Okay, we have somewhere they don't have work. Okay, you can come here and fill this in, which was a bit of a leftover. Now let's start putting, it's getting a bit cold, so let's start putting some, ideally what I will probably do, I'll put a person that just got trained. I will probably put them as a fire tender. And then the rest I'll put as logistics. So let's put, we have one logistics here. Let's put another explorer, a swift explorer. And then if I go down here, I have another logistics hub. And I want an explorer to come in. I have a farmer here. I shouldn't have a farmer. So a swift explorer, and you go out. Now the fire tender should go around and fill up all of the different locations. Mining camp. Okay, so they run out of things to do for some reason. Let me look at that. So the elevator is here. So they need to be mining along here. And along here. That's where the shaft finishes, right? Yeah. So we need to basically completely break this. I want like a 3-way. I probably want to fill up this area a bit as well. because this will be where my logistics, where my conveyor belts will likely bring in the stuff. So I will start filling this in, just so we have some area to work with. I will actually fill this in, I think, as well. Even if I cause this destruction, I'm going to slowly fill it in now. Okay. And since they started working on this, let's move them closer. Now, we do not have a housing issue, that's for sure. And we have a whisker ship coming tomorrow. And we need to make sure we get the right whiskers before it's too late. The other person I want to put on overtime is the people who make the fabrics. Because for some reason, they don't keep up with the demand of clothes. Day 110 is finished. And we've used up again all of our approval. Building construction, okay, that's fine. Then I need to look around where else maybe I can put some overtime. Perhaps some farmers I can put as overtime. Let's give them lots of our stone. And what else can we give them? We could give them some of the cloaks, because we don't use these cloaks. We can even give them some planks. Okay, and then something to top it up. We can give them some ropes. Great. That's a lot of gold bullions. Let's also build another fishery here. Along this way, next to the other one. I wanted to put it... Oh, you cannot put it along here because we have this path. That's fine. Then let's put it along here. And give us some catstone planks, given that we spent all of it. And what I will do, I will bring the netter on top of here. Now, I do need to find a way to access it, but probably I can just have something like this. Oh, it's higher than that. Okay. How can I access it efficiently? Maybe I just put a quick lift, actually. Let's put a quick lift rather than making it look so ugly. So let's get someone to be able to go down here. They come in and then they go up. And actually, maybe I can even... Yeah, I've got an idea. I'll make this a usable lift for everyone, because it doesn't hurt to have a way to go to that level and access all of the other things. And then this can also come up here to access the netter. Okay, and then keeping with our decorations, let's also add some nice pathing decorations. Let's go with our iron fence that we used in other places, so our trusted whiskers don't fall off. Now, we do not have a lot of people to put here, unfortunately. We are a bit starved for farmers. But the whisker ship is here. Let's see what they have to offer. You have a swift explorer, which is exactly what we need. So that's already good. That's good. Consider an optimist. That's good. Compassionate and thoughtful. And greedy and greedy is not great, but they cannot smell. So these are all quite good. So I'm going to get waffles. I'm going to get shadow. I'm going to get bramble. And I am going to get Wender as well. The rest can go, I think. I mean, we have a loner, which is not that bad. We just need to make sure they go in a house by themselves. But yeah, it's fine. Those will do. And I will need to consider retraining some of my whiskers at some point. Now, let's take this guy out. Because we do need an explorer. You're out of resources. Okay, so unfortunately, it would be a bit awkward to start with. But eventually we will, unless I start putting, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put an elevator to make things easier. So come here, and here you're going to have yourself an elevator. And then as they explore more, they can we can expand this elevator. Now I do need a farmer here to start working on stuff. So I do have it. Actually, what I will do, sorry, change of plan. I'm going to train up some farmers because I need a lot of farmers. So let's take in the gifted teacher in. Let's put Strong shoulders is a good one. Can carry loads. And quiz it. And do we have anyone who works hard or something like that? They're rebellious. Yeah, whatever. So let's make them into farmers. And once they get trained, we're going to sort them out. So let's put Bramble here. And let's put Rex. And let them work on this. Don't know where you make oil. I'm guessing we don't really have the facilities for it anyway. Hey, conveyor belts are here. Okay, so we'll work on them very shortly. For now, what I want to do is I want to continue researching, and I will do the windsock because that will be a quick one. And then afterwards, I'm going to go down the mill path. How prepared are we for winter? Let's go around and look at all of our heaters. This is fine. Ooh, the windsock has already been done. Awesome. Let's do the soup kitchen, which because then after that we can get the mushroom stew. How are they doing with the mining? It seems to be great. It's already pretty clear. We can actually put a third elevator for them to get there. And copy this. Copy this. And we can even put this along here. I'll actually bring all of my minings down there, thinking about it. And let's overtime as much as possible. At least hopefully they won't have issues down here. What about the heating down here though? It's pretty warm. So they cannot complain. Max again. Let's set these guys on overtime. And let's look at where is the conveyor belt. Oh, it's here. Okay. So the way the conveyor belt works, you need an entry point, which is called the input hopper. And we can put it, maybe we can put it here, I guess. I don't know if it's worth them coming down to do this, or yeah, we can put it here, I guess. And then, oops, sorry, didn't meant to put it there. Let's put it here. And then we can have a line coming like this, and then we'll have the first conveyor belt going this way. And oh, that's a lot of logs. Maybe that's why I should have built in using the stones. Okay. I think it's smarter, and I just go along here. And why does it not turn? What do you need to put to turn? Okay, you need to put one of these guys. And then I come along here, so that doesn't use as many logs because I reuse the pathing. And then here is where I drop them down. And to drop them down, you need to have a warehouse for them to be picked up. I can build one of these big medium warehouse, and you see now they have two entry points. They've got the entry point that obviously you get the stuff out, and they have the entry point of the conveyor belt. So they will arrive here, and then the conveyor belt can come along here. Oh, I don't have logs. Okay, let them get some logs going. Yeah, do I have anything around here that can be destroyed? Oh, these ladders up here are not needed anymore. Don't even know why they were there, to be honest. Now let's set these up. Hopefully, I set one pointing this way. I think that's it, no? Once they build it, obviously. Shouldn't take long for them to build because it's literally next to them. Next to where most of the stuff are being sorted. Ah, this has been built. Let's put waffles to come and sort out the heater. One should be fine. Now disable on all inputs, and then what do we need to get in here? I want to have really good control over this one. So for now, I only want to have logs in here, and then down the line I will also allow mining and stuff like that. So now they should just be dropping it here. Let's see. They are not for some reason. Could it be assigned drop-off only? It's because they first need to bring them here, and I guess once it gets full, it will then unlock. Okay, so it's a bit of a bad design. I should have... Okay, so then they will bring them up and then put them in the conveyor belt. Okay, so then I need to bring this here, but it's very tight with space. I will put it here. Even if I'm using more logs, I don't care. And once they clean up, it will be better. Just for now, it's a bit awkward. And we watch the logs go by, and they will get loaded here. Actually, there is a mistake here. Here there should have been one of these guys. And same with this one. That's our first conveyor belt working. Alright. Let's watch them come in. It's a bit slow, but it's fine. Now, do I have any cold whiskers? I have one here that is cold. I could... Yeah, let's go. Let's put another heater here. It's fine. Let's put a heater along here, and that should be okay. And then... Do I have anyone else who is cold? I have someone here who is cold. Okay, that's because I forgot to put a heater here. Where is the best location for a heater? Let's see. There is a space for it here. Okay, put it with high priority and let's see how it goes. So the next project is... we need to wait for this to finish. But the next idea is that the flour, I want it to travel along here. And perhaps... don't know if it will look nice to... I think it would be okay to just have someone... Yeah, we'll unload it here. We'll have like a big warehouse here, unload it. And then... guess it's alright for someone to pick it up and use it in the soup... There you go, the soup kitchen. And then I can put the soup kitchens and the other kitchens here. So yeah, let's do it this way. So let's build the soup kitchen here. Now this kitchen will require both water and... it will require water, and will also require what do you call it, flour. So let's set it up here. And what I will do, I'm going to build another elevator along this way, and let's get a shaft. No, let's actually get this, the second level, and let's have people along here or whatever, whiskers along here. Doesn't blend as nicely, but it is what it is. And just so my whiskers can see where they're going, let's set them up with some lights. Put these ones. Put one here, and one here, as it gets pretty dark in the winter hours. In terms of research, let's now continue to the mushroom stew. Oh, this area is not being heated. I thought I added a heater here. Okay, let's put one along here. I could also put it somewhere upstairs, I guess. Yeah, I could put it along here, maybe. Just the entryway is blocked, but it's not an issue because I can just get rid of this. And then I can have... Yeah, let's put it here. It's fairly central. It probably won't benefit everyone, but it is what it is. Set as high priority. Where else do we have any cold pockets, if you like? Oh, we have one here. Okay. Oh, there is space for it there. I think I was being smart about it. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Now, these guys are probably cold, but at least there we go. That has lit up now. We don't really have any big hot pockets, but this requires fuel ASAP. Please tell me you can reach it. Yeah, you can. This needs to turn on ASAP. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. Awesome. So now we shouldn't have any cold whiskers, he said, but let's see. All right. And I think that's where I will leave it as we just started into the winter. thank you everyone again for watching. Let's put the nice view to see our whiskers in action. And yeah, thank you again for all your support. This series is amazing. I love this game. This is my longest series so far, if you exclude the one that I finished for Manor. I'm having a blast playing this game, and especially now that we got the conveyor belts, it's got even more interesting. So I will leave it there. If you like the content, feel free to leave a like and let me know of any issues, or if you have any opinions on some of the designs that I have put. And I will see you in the next episode of Whiskerwood. See you, everyone.